I'm getting that as the affirmation that I'm good to go. Hello, everybody. I'm Meg Mysteria. Welcome back to DVA Roleplay. I don't know how to do these things. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to TPK Roleplay. Um, hey, Mr. Rogers. Thank you for the sub. Um, Hi, welcome back to Hubris of Man. Tonight I'm going to be your game mother, Meg Mysteria, and this is going to be our sixth installment of the Hubris of Man, a frontier war campaign based on the Colonial Marines Operations Manual from the Alien RPG. I've slimmed down the sentence for y'all. Before we kind of get down to business, there's a couple of things that we need to address. This campaign does have an action horror basis, so general warnings include gore, violence, death, biological warfare, and if you're not familiar with the Alien universe, there's a very nasty monster with metal teeth that might make you a meal or it might make you a host. Tonight, however, we'll also be noting psychological trauma and influence. In regards to that, we do have a number of safety measures in place for our players. Unfortunately, there's only so much that we can do for you as viewers. If something comes up that you are uncomfortable with, we encourage you to step away for a few minutes and come back when the scene is passed, or if need be, stop watching entirely. Now, let's get to know these lovely people joining me on screen this evening. We'll go ahead and start in that top left corner. And a question for each of you. What is your character's biggest fear?
Ooh, okay. So hi everybody, I'm Legendary Vermin, and tonight I'm going to be playing Corporal Phoebe Blackford, our smart gunner, and the woman who I guess is in charge now, I guess. I think, I think Phoebe's greatest fear is, not finishing her tour, not finishing her tour, is going home in a body bag and not getting on the other side of all of this bullshit. Should I pass it along to Skelly?
That's up to you. Do you have more you want to say?
Oh, it's a very straightforward fear of death, but in a way that's like,
Yeah.
I've had to face it a lot, but it's still the thing that scares me the most.
Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, so pass it over to Skelly.
That's me. Hi. I'm Skelly V. I am playing our medical professional. There's a lot of air quotes there. Private First Class Irving Creed. Trying to think of his worst fear. I guess like he legitimately does want to keep everyone alive, so having people die on him when they're under his care is actually pretty up there for him. So I think that's his like big fear, really. This is why he's like, I'm gonna keep all you motherfuckers alive, even if it's just throwing time. Yeah.
As a note, you are not a private first class anymore. You got promoted. You are now a lance corporal.
Oh shit. That's right. Oops. I'll change that later. I looked at my character sheet instead when I was changing the name because I couldn't remember.
All good.
Anyways.
Still doing a Z formation?
Per usual.
All right, good. Hey, everybody, I'm Turk, or Turk Accented on Twitch and Twitter, and I will be playing the new and improved Private First Class Corey Lopata, who let this man go up the ranks even a little bit. Well, you know, wouldn't be the first time. Won't be the last. But his greatest fear, beyond being your comtech expert for the evening, his greatest fear is isolation. Growing up in an overcrowded spaceport tends to really solidify a yearning for being around people, and the complete opposite of that is not his bag of beans. So Yeah. Gonna toss it over to Janie.
I'm Janie. I'm playing Lance Corporal Aaron Hunter, and her worst fear is, I'm going to say, disappointing her parents. Yeah, this one of her parents are high achieving people, and she has not been so far. So she's trying to be high achieving, and that's her greatest fear is not, and having them really mad at her or disowning her for not doing whatever achieve thing. Clearly, I don't know English today, so.
There's a number of us who are on screen and NPC wise can attest to how much you overachieve with
Yes.
those lovely detailed reports.
Yes, but she's still not whatever super high. I don't know. Her parents were like, the super high achieving people on the base, and she's a military kid, and she's not up there.
Yet.
Yeah, we'll get there one day. Hopefully soon.
If she doesn't
then
die.
You can tell them to. Well, hopefully she doesn't die, but once you do get to that point, you can tell them to go stick something where the sun doesn't shine. So there's that for you. But we've got that going. We've gotten to know our lovely folks a little bit more. So right now we're going to do a little bit of a recap so that we can backtrack and catch our folks that were MIA last time up on what's been going on. Y'all found out that there were a number of broadcasts being sent across the network. One from your friends, the refugees from the Union that you picked up at the Oregon testing facility. They've put the Dark Star programs on blast just like they promised. And it is everywhere now. Not only that, there has been a breakthrough with your promise with Bebek with exposing General Vaughn. Unfortunately, she has defected and made a bit of a run, and the USCMC are currently looking for her. Your branch, specifically, is going to be kind of taking point on that. While also squeezing some bug hunts between those missions. Let's see. What else are we missing? Oh yeah, we've got the big kicker. You guys also found out that there have been some broadcasts going throughout the open comms from what you've discovered is an abandoned Weyland-Yutani transmitter station, Talos. These strange messages that are going across the airwaves have been causing an excessive amount of violence and nightmares and things going on with anyone who kind of comes within its reachable radius, which is about 2 parsecs. Right now, you guys are kind of split. Lopata and Hunter have conscripted Yazi and Finks into going with them to check out the station, while the Tambium is just a bit outside of detectable range and on the outer edge of an asteroid belt. They varied the distance on a service skip so that they could kind of go low and undetected. We're almost spotted by a couple of exhibitors that actually ended up just flying off after picking up a much larger signal from a different ship and went to go investigate that. So now they are looking for a way onto the station. It looks like that way in is going to be through vents leading into the reactor. So we'll see how well that goes for them being exposed to some radiation. But, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's not something going on with the Tambidum either. And that's where you two are coming back into play. You guys went back into cryo like everybody else, and you weren't woken up from for this mission. Likely because you were still injured and kind of nursing wounds, or just purely out of exhaustion. But there is a hum. Low, distant, barely heard over the white noise of the ship in your cryopods as you drift into that familiar slumber with a melancholic lullaby whispered in your ears. You fall deeper and deeper and deeper still into a pitch black void that just won't end until finally, the lonely cold gives way to a comforting warmth. The empty chill of space can't reach you here, not while you're within your mother's familiar embrace. Life pulses around you, a heartbeat both your own and hers in perfect harmony. And her voice comes out as a hum as she whispers her lullaby in your ear. Love me. She pulls you closer to her, and you try to meet her eyes, fervently searching, perhaps expecting something from someone familiar. But all you see are these empty, bottomless black sockets. A chill ripples through you as you find yourself falling once more, deeper, deeper, deeper into that starless void within your mother's eyes. Come to me. A sharp, biting cold exuded from a mouthful of metal teeth startles you awake. It was only a dream. It was only a dream. Over and over, you try to calm yourself as sweat drips down your neck and clings to your clothes. You look around and see red lights in an otherwise empty hall of the Tambidum. A thought, find me. You rise to your feet, stumbling and using the walls to keep yourself standing as you move to the ship. 1, 2, 3. You find yourself counting the familiar bodies you step over as you make your way towards the bridge. Free me. Lights flicker. The whole ship floods red as the doorway leading to the bridge slides open. The figure inside turns to you. You turn to look at you. And an ebony crown looms over you as you both raise your guns. Kill for me. Your cryopods open. I need you both to make me add a stress point to your sheet and make me an immediate panic roll, please.
3 for me.
So 3. So you are handling almost like it has not phased you.
I guess there is the question of, did I recover stress since the last mission?
Once you went into cryo, you recovered stress.
There it is.
And the 4, you are also handling it. So little more than maybe breaking out into a cold sweat as the cryopods slide open. Give me just a second.
Never like it when the DM says just a second. I have to check something.
Well, I mean, in the meantime, you could roll a singular stress die for me, Turk.
Yeah, I was wondering when you were gonna come around to that. I was hoping you'd forget about it, and we'd all just forget about it. Just one stress die, so just a d6, or like you want me to make a panic roll my current stress level?
Just say one singular stress die.
Okay. A 4. Oh, sorry. No, wait, I'll hit the actual button. How many stress die? 1 stress die, please. 0 successes, 0 stress.
You were good.
My vibes are immaculate.
Let's see how long that lasts.
Oh, you know I'm shining out here. I'm at my best when I'm basically almost dead.
All right. So your cryopods open, and the first thing you hear is just whirring, that unmistakable hum of just coming out of cryo. You can see across from you. Well, let me put you on the correct map for this. You can see across from you Martinez at the controls, pretty much just rapidly keying into the console, going, come on, hurry up. The entire ship is dark. Basically, all that's up is the lights from your cryo and the emergency low lights.
Phoebe is gonna kind of slap something to get Martinez's attention, and noticing that, like, Lopata's voice is not the usual first thing that she hears, she's just gonna be like, where's Lopata?
She jumps and looks over at you, gonna hand to chest, like, oh. A little bit further down, you hear a couple more cryopods open up. And she starts with, they went to, hey, watch where you're pointing that. And you look over and you can see Wilkes is basically barrel rolled out of his cryo tube and has a gun up and is sweeping each of you.
Phoebe takes a defensive position where she hides herself behind, like, part of the cryopod.
Yeah, duck behind the cryopod.
And not far behind him, Carvalho, after having the weapon pointed at him, just kind of raises his hand and takes a step back. He is notably shaking. And
Phoebe's, like, looking over at Martinez. It's like, who let Wilkes take a gun into the cryopod again?
I don't think it was in the cryopod. He's just kind of watching all of you, basically trying to just gauge what's going on before he finally asks the question, did anyone else see that shit?
What? Oh, so it wasn't just me who had that spooky ass nightmare thing. Cool. Maybe I'm not crazy.
Shit.
That's crazy is fucking questionable if you're not reacting to it.
I don't know. I've seen some shit already.
Martinez, who also just kind of has her own pistol in hand, just hands up, showing she's not trying to be hostile towards him, and eventually Wilkes does kind of lower the weapon himself.
How did it end? Is what Phoebe's gonna sign.
Who are you signing to?
Wilkes. The person who's visibly most shaken because, like, I definitely saw myself in the bridge and was told to draw my weapon on myself, but, like, that's where it ended for me. And if it was different for him, that means something.
He says, I was looking at myself, about to pull the trigger. Fantastic fucking timing on your part, Martinez, all things considered.
Yeah, what gives?
Okay, and you guys can hear before she starts going into it again. Of course, there's another interruption. The sound of metal kind of grinding back and forth, and you can hear Mother over the intercom announcing external manual override attempt made to access the umbilical. Countering override, manual assistance required. So that's what gives. We went dark so that Lopata, Hunter, a couple of the others could go investigate the station that is supposedly broadcasting all the weird shit that we're seeing. And, well, they picked us up. And they've been trying to access the ship. I don't know why they're trying to port us, but they're being goddamn persistent about it. Roy's doing what he can in the hangar to prevent it.
Okay. In that case, Phoebe's gonna, instead of grabbing her whole kit, because I don't think she can put the smirk gun on by herself, she'll grab her pulse rifle and, like, hover on it for a second, and then also grab her harpoon gun. I hate that I need to ask this. Who's the ranking officer among the people who are awake right now? Carvalho and I are the same rank, but is a sergeant higher than a corporal? I think so, right?
Sergeant is higher than a corporal.
Yes. Slightly less familiar with Marine ranking versus Army. So.
But that also bears the question, do you want to defer to Wilkes as the commanding officer with his current state of mind?
That's a fair point. I think he'll be like, you need to chill. We'll go figure this out. And she'll clap a couple times at Creed, like, hustle.
All right. Go after you, boss.
All right, everyone kind of basically musters and heads to the lockers, try to gear up as much as they can. But through an earpiece, Martinez just kind of puts her finger up and listens, and sounds like Roy is probably talking to her. This is okay. So apparently, it's an old Corvus salvage ship that's outside trying to access the umbilical. But from what you can see, there might be people coming through. They might be trying to spacewalk and find another path in. Here, close channel comms to everyone. We can't do intercoms or anything like that. Otherwise, we'll get broadcasts from that station. And unless you want to see more weird shit, I would suggest not doing that.
Phoebe, wait. We can't do far signals. We can only do stuff within the ship. Is what was said.
You can do closed comms. So basically, anytime you guys go into the field, you're on a closed circuit with your own earpieces.
Okay. Cool.
So,
in that case, Phoebe will tap and give like an affirmative whistle with her little hand signals.
hey, fuck. How are we playing this? How are we dealing with this? And
who else on the crew would have done the most spacewalks?
as to the ones available,
Mm-hmm.
Martinez and Roy have by far the most experience. Cavallo very much likes to keep his feet on the ground. And Wilkes has spacewalked. Doesn't care for it. If how much spacewalks you guys have done is kind of up to you.
I think based on the fact that Phoebe has like I think Phoebe has been asked to do spacewalks because she can like be a breaker bar out in space because she's strong. And so she would have done it.
I can't imagine Creed having done very many spacewalks.
Okay, so Phoebe will turn to Creed and say, Roy and I are going to go spacewalk and see if we can at least discourage them from trying to board.
Alright, so I'm just hanging out.
What would people be able to do from the inside?
Yeah.
Basically, you could take defensive positions. You could kind of ascertain what's going on as much as you can. But you guys do hear the clanging from outside. Mother repeats her statement, but it sounds like something is coming. Another sound is coming from lower down the ship towards where the actual hangar is.
You could do the Star Wars thing and just line up on the door waiting for Vader to chop through.
Alright.
And there's another announcement. Breach in the hangar launch bay.
Guess I'm going to deal with that then. Grab guns and...
Yeah, take Martinez and Carvalho.
Yep. Split the party once more. Let's go.
Don't get my girlfriend killed.
The splitting is the parties.
Look, after losing the android last time, I'm pro splitting parties.
Yeah, that's fair.
All of us are rushing off to deal with some shit. Letting our robot get taken.
Yeah. Leaving it to the NPC.
Not making
One
that
could
mistake
say,
again.
one could say that was your hubris.
I mean, one could also say I fucking trusted my coworkers.
Yeah. Trust no
It's
one.
not my fault I'm
He did his-
surrounded by three competent people and a bunch of fucking idiots.
In Fink's defense, he did his best.
Sometimes your best is not good enough, Finks.
Sometimes your best doesn't even involve being like, hey, I think there might be a
Conscience.
problem.
Yeah.
Like a jerk.
Just get knocked out. Just get knocked out. Don't even try to crack
Who
out.
was that? Who got knocked out?
Oh gosh, that was wasn't that Wayne? I have it in my notes. It was
Okay.
Finks, yeah.
Yeah, it was Finks.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
The rat.
Finks is not around right here, but I'm not done giving him shit for that.
Yeah.
You will be given shit and
Man's-
for everybody
man's
on
And he will
Twitch to see.
eat you.
Man's not even like here to defend himself, and we're talking shit about him. But also, what the fuck, bro? You had one job. Anyways, gonna grab that pulse rifle and have that shit ready. And I guess I'll bring the NPCs.
I'm getting Roy.
True. You get one.
I'll have Wilkes. He's not going to be shooting anybody, but he is going to be helping Roy and I get into the spacesuits quickly.
I trust Martinez at least. She's somewhat competent.
She's definitely competent.
So.
Don't you dare smile like that, Meg. Don't you dare.
Well.
I'm the game mother. It's my job to instill fear. Okay, so
Let's go.
we're splitting. So you, so Blackford and Wilkes are heading closer to the hangar. You're communicating with Roy over comms, I imagine. Like, hey, we're gonna do some spacewalks and see if we can't. That's the plan. You're gonna work with
see
Roy
if we
about
can't,
going on a.
Can't go spearfishing.
I apologize if you occasionally hear a bloop. My my Alexa keeps going off for no reason. But we'll.
These robots are stupid.
Roy takes offense to that.
Oh, he's a synthetic. It's different.
It's different. And Creed, where are you heading?
Big scary noises were happening, I guess, where the breach was.
Heading for the breach.
Yep.
Okay.
Got my pulse rifle ready. And it is ready. I will shoot.
You guys are making your way
Downtown.
through the Tambethum.
Walking fast.
Walking faster.
Oh, we're really liking it.
Really liking it.
We are nowhere near home.
Nowhere near home.
And I need
As
you.
you both are racing your way through the Tambethum, trying to get to where you can deal with whoever's trying to board your ship. Well, our other crew is also trying to board a ship. A station, actually.
That's not a ship. It's a black site.
It's no moon either.
Nope. Much too small to be a moon. It would be ridiculous to call it that.
So, we left off on you guys basically tethering your service skiff to the station so it doesn't fucking float away, and are planning to go through the vents basically when they come back open, right?
It's pretty sus, but it'll work.
It's pretty sus. Why do you think it's sus?
We're venting.
You know?
Popping out near the
You
fence,
know-
trying to do a task.
You right.
Goodbye.
You right. You right. Traitor's been found out. Sorry, guys.
Oh shit.
So you have to wait for a little bit for it to kind of go through its cycle before these vents open again, and you hear the depressurization of air as that radiation from the reactor gets vented out. And these are big enough, yes, for a person to go through. What I need from each of you is I believe a mobility. We're gonna call it a mobility.
Could it be a Comtech? I'm
There's
laughing.
nothing for you to hack here.
I disagree. I'll hack the planet.
Oh my God.
No, okay, well, we'll see how this goes.
Sorry, you need some cheat codes for that one.
I'll hack myself through the doors.
Sorry, I didn't know your name was Dirk.
Solid reference, but that's one success.
And let me get.
Damn, that's a lot for you, Turk.
Hey, look, I got a success on
Aaron's sheet
a
up.
skill I actually have the ability to potentially succeed on. It's big.
I'm so proud.
I'm very proud of me too. Can't fucking line.
Head pats for Corey Lopata.
Do the belly rubs and head pats. Oh, damn it.
Okay, so that is 0 successes on your part, Aaron. You do have the option to push the roll. I will also remind you that you have a +2 in the bank from last session.
Will the +2 get me a success?
The +2 will give you 2 additional die.
I'll use that.
Those 2 successes. And a point of stress for pushing the roll. So you make it through. What's the marching order for this?
I'll take the lead on it, seeing as I had the most success, and this is exactly the kind of crazy idea that Lopata would come up with, and also subsequently have to guinea pig for.
I think you did come up with this, Lopata.
Of course I did, because it's brilliant and it's working. I say as I'm like in the suit, like getting ready to leave. Now just stay close to my butt. Just don't take too hard of a look at it. You'll get mesmerized.
Don't want to go blind.
Thanks. Finks just kind of pipes up. I pointed it out to you. For the record, boss.
And for the record, one of us didn't get beat up by a bunch of goons and lose the one thing he was meant to guard.
Look, he caught me off guard, and I couldn't exactly blow the whole
You were
fucking hotel
on
up.
guard. Anyway, you did fine. Thank you. Your contributions will be noted in the records, I'm sure. But as the most expendable member of this group, I will be taking point.
Be expecting you to write this all down in the report later, Hunter.
Yep, I'm writing it.
God, just record it later. Anyway.
Nina just kind of shakes her head, and if Hunter isn't the one to immediately follow Lopata. So if you would, are you wanting to immediately after Lopata, Hunter?
Yeah, I'll follow immediately after since I kind of had to push the hole.
Got you. Then I will follow, and Finks brings up the back.
It's order of usefulness.
And it's a wow.
I know we're being mean to Finks this whole stream.
we found our target for the stream.
Mm-hmm. No, it's all good. He's
That deserves it.
all right. Let's get in this vent.
So you guys make it through. Being the last man through, Binks makes it in by the fucking skin of his teeth. And you guys basically just have to wait until the vents close and the compartment recompresses. But basically, they make sure that there's air in the fucking reactor lock. So, one by one.
Oh, we're not even going into the coolant tank. We're going right into the lock.
Yeah, that's where the vents are.
Oh gosh, I thought it was like the cool. Oh, that makes more sense though. Oh no.
Yes, as you enter the lock and you look around, there are two coolant tanks. One is functioning as normal, as you've seen within the reactor, similar to your own ship and other stations. The second tank appears to have been completely drained of all coolant and has thick cables running through it. And you see a frost that's almost like the same frost you would see on a cryotube.
I'm gonna radio to the team. Now, if you were a secret government installation trying to hide something that you didn't want anyone else to see, where would you put it? Because I got myself down to one guess here. Give you a hint, it's not the coolant tank that's fully functioning.
Really? Don't say.
Hey, be snap with me. My brain don't work so fast after all the cryo sleep. Government blames zero gravity. I say I just had a bad kindergarten teacher. Either way, I think that if that thing's emptied out, it might be a little bit easier for us to not have to drown in coolant.
You going to take the lead on that one too?
Well, I don't know. Does it sound like a stupid idea?
The coolant tanks themselves are sealed. There is a door to access the tank, but it wouldn't be a door that takes you directly out.
Okay.
There are access ports like within the actual reactor lock.
Ah, gotcha.
Which would pretty much just take you into this room that's right next to you.
Okay, so we could either go we can go through the maintenance door into the rest of the station, or go take the door into the creepy coolant tank.
If you want to.
What do you think, Lance Corporal? I think yeah, we you got rank here between you and Nina. And, you're a player, so I think you have rights on that.
So you're giving me rank for this?
Well, you needed someone to get you on station so you could make the decision, and now we're here, and it's all good.
So why don't you check the door?
Which door? That one? All right. I'll go see if anyone's awake in there. See if we can't get ourselves some sugar and cookies, because we're new to the neighborhood. And, God, I wish I had even had, something to... When I got closer, you mentioned it looks like a, a cryopod, basically, and it has wires all over it, or attached to it, like it's meant to be restrained.
Attached to it. Basically giant power cables.
Oh.
It's a giant could be a giant chiropod.
I'm guessing there's not a convenient window for observation.
If you worked your way around, there'd be a doorway you could. Or it's a tank, so you could find a viewport and wipe off the frost.
I would be interested in going to the viewport first, just because, you know.
Yeah.
Not blowing something potentially hazardous open. As fun as it sounds to put off to start an explosive, or, you know, rip open start explosive or in a reactor core, or you know, pry open a door to something we have no idea what's in there. I think we should take a peek first. So I'll work my way down. You know, are we still in 0G here, or do we have an artificial gravity?
In this area, it's kind of a limbo space.
Oh, good. I'm so light. I'm used to this. Used to go to the edges of the station where the artificial gravity is weakest. So I'll go and head over to a tank, to a part of the tank, and just try and like wipe it down. Obviously, not using some skin contact because that's how you lose fingers, but see what I can see.
Well, you have to wear that compression suit anyway, otherwise you're being exposed to radiation.
Mm-hmm.
So, what greets you is a massive black crown with electrodes drilled into it.
Crown?
A crown.
Oh. Is anyone wearing it? Is there a...
A very large
Joking.
and curled I was watching and waiting for him to turn back to the Roll20 and realize inside is a massive version of some of the xenomorphs or the drones that you have seen, with a much larger head that comes up and points like a crown, a couple of more arms, and they appear to be just kind of curled up in stasis. The only notable thing that can even indicate it's functional is that there are, every now and then, a breath and the electrodes giving off signals that have been drilled into its head.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just gonna look at that and like freeze up and not say anything for a while, and like, you know, double check my eyes because we've all had our little fucked up head spaces for the moment, and they can't be. They wouldn't be so stupid as to. What the hell is that doing on there?
You know, I hadn't had a stress point here.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah.
Lopata, you okay there?
No, I'm not fucking okay. They got a giant Xeno thing up on here. Jesus. Space Christ, my goodness. What the hell is it even doing here? I don't even understand. Look at this thing. Or don't. I don't know. Do we blow it up? Would blowing it up even work? Thing's huge, like a tank.
Since I trust my coworker, I'm going to look at it, and I probably get a stress point too.
Yes, you do get a stress point for that.
Thanks a lot, coworker.
What do you...
You're the one that made the decision. Don't go blaming
Yeah.
Lopata for that.
We got... Alright. Look. Hunter, we gotta get this thing into space. We got, I don't know, destroy it, blow it up. Oh shit. This is a coolant tank, right? Like, these need to be like replaced or washed out. Is there maybe we could open up to the void, because they need another ship to come in here and, you know, refill coolant or something every once in a while. I bet you there's a way we get this open to the vast, glorious expanse of space.
Make me a contact roll, Lopata.
Oh shit! Is this plan actually gonna fuck? I need to like maybe stop saying plans. 3 successes and a stress. So I don't think there's much I could do with a with a bonus, but I'll take 2+1s for later skill roll related to this one.
Okay. Um, do me a solid and make that panic roll though.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to, but I guess if we need to. 6.
You are okay.
Just obviously, Lopata.
You're just you're rambling through this. That's how you produce. That's how you manage your stress. You're rambling and coming up with plans. So as you're kind of mulling this all over and you're looking over everything, you're kind of putting the pieces together. These cords are very obviously keeping this thing powered. One, there's obviously a power source somewhere. There's got to be linked to the reactor. It's controlled in the power control. There's a cable that's got to be going probably up to command somewhere, or direct access to mother or whatever system is actually overseeing the whole thing. And you're not quite sure actually, you would be sure where the third one goes. It would actually lead up to the broadcasting arrays. Just based on the pathway and what you saw while you were outside, already having access to the bare bones schematics of the station. And you know that with something and looking around more at how this thing is set up, there has to be some sort of protocol in place to just eject this thing.
All right. So if we're spitballing here, we're allowed to spitball. I'm allowed to spitball with you right now. Just we're both a little freaked out. We're all freaked out. Here. I think if we can maybe get to command or wherever the hell all these cords are going and just putting a order to detach this thing into the void of space. I think cruel Mother Nature will handle it for us.
Question: is there like a standard layout to these?
What do you mean layout?
I'm talking to Game Mother.
For the cords?
No, for like the stations, the port.
Basically, as far as in this area, you haven't seen the rest of what's in the station. You have a bit of an idea based on the schematics that you saw.
Okay.
You don't know if any alterations have been made, other than the ones that you saw outside the station. Which, a reminder on that one, outside the station, where there's usually like lifeboats or other ports to get on to the station, they're gone. They've been welded over.
Okay.
So really the only true points of access for any ships would be the auxiliary and the main umbilical cords. But right now, as far as what you see in front of you, you've got the reactor, you've got the coolant tank and the cryostasis, and the control room that you know is on the other side.
Okay. The part of the control room is on the other side. Is that where you want to head over to?
Well, power control is good because ideally we keep this thing icy and cold till it's ready to launch, and then we maybe figure out a way to attach cables. But it's also our way onto the ship, as far as I'm concerned, because you're not going to put a easy way to get into the coolant tanks for the rest of the ship. That's just asking for trouble and icy toes.
Yeah.
Though the longer we stand here, we're dealing with radical isotopes, and that's not fun.
Yeah.
So.
And there's the people who are in here are kind of welded inside, so I don't know what we're going to encounter.
People who are in here are probably 3 ways from crazy.
Yeah. If there are people who are alive still.
It's a Weyland-Yutani station, to be fair. They were crazy to start with, but I guess, either way, we gotta... If I might, offer a plan. We gotta get our way up to the command center and see if we can't figure out what the hell's going on here.
Is that your plan?
Well, that's what I want to do, but technically speaking, you're in charge. But, you know, also technically speaking, people, you know, you seem to just kind of be nodding your head what I'm doing. I can take that as a further affirmation of, you know, handle this itinerant priest or whatever he is.
Look, let's get down there and shoot this thing away so that whatever is happening stops. But I agree with you. Let's go.
All right. Hell, it might just be a bonus for shooting this thing off into space. And I'll start making my way to the door to the power control room.
And Hunter is following.
You want me to leave one of those breaching charges in here just in case, boss? It's from Binks.
Now, question. Actually, well, I'm pretty handy with an explosive as well. Would a breaching charge set off the reactor?
In this proximity, yes. So you would want to be off station because a reactor of this size would take the whole thing with you.
Put 2, just in case. No, just the 1. And the rat.
But not my rat.
It has an explosive in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Sorry. Just leave the explosive then.
Okay.
Keep your rat. I'm trying to get rid of the damn thing anyway. God. Freaky thing. Don't belong in space like that.
Fake, Lopata, come on.
It has eyes. It looked at me once in a dream. Spoke to me of dark, horrible truths.
Binks has set up the breaching charge in the explosive and pretty much just indicates he's got the dead man switch handy.
You want to double check?
You're doing a double check?
No, that Aaron's telling him to double check.
Do I want to double check his work?
I mean,
When it comes to explosive, Binks is actually
yeah.
very good at
I
his
think
job.
I trust. Look, if I trust Sphinx with anything, it's how to blow his own ass off.
okay, I just wanted to be sure. I mean, we don't know after that last situation.
That's why he's so skinny, you see. Now, why don't we make a move on? Say hi to the new neighbors.
Did you bring them a pie?
Well, you know, I thought I'd bring some light refreshments, and I hold up the pulse rifle. Delivered at extremely high velocity for their convenience, of course.
You're such a good neighbor.
And just like a good neighbor, I'm right here, and I'm gonna try and open up the door. Just
So
like,
you pop open the door. It's simple enough. You pass into a rather cramped chamber that pretty much an in-between space that will wash off the radiation, and you can step onto the main part of the station. Kind of, and as you guys make your way through this and step inside, it's dark in here. There's like the glow from the monitors, and you very notably see when you walk in a person on the floor, just leaning back against it, slumped over. There's a couple of bottles around him.
Well, not the extremely hostile enemy force I was expecting, but
Are they breathing?
I'll head over and give a pulse check real quick.
He's breathing, and as you come near and kind of get close enough to touch or jostle him, he just kind of his head kind of shoots up and blinks a couple of times and looks you over and says, "That's not Union gear."
Does he say it with an accent that might indicate he's a proggy?
Not a very heavy one.
Oh, no. A rim proggy. He's only half prog.
Thank fuck that means the UA are here. Who did you bring with you?
Identify yourself, please.
For me? Myself. Pleasure to meet you all. It took y'all long enough.
Sorry, what do you do here, Mr. Massoff?
Oh, I'm the chief engineer. Make sure this whole fucked up station is running.
And how is it running, aside from, on autopilot and fucked up?
Do you want the long or the short version?
I look over at Hunter just to, confirm we're going to have to listen to the long version, aren't we?
This is Hunter, so yeah.
For the clarity-keeping reasons of my friend's dream journal, the long version, please. And if we want to go to the other group and give them a chance to shoot some things, we could also do that.
That's about where we're gonna set off as Maslov takes a deep breath and is about to kind of get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on in Talos. Meanwhile, on the Tamedum,
Meanwhile, the Legion of Doom.
Creed, you've made it to the hangar bay. It's you.
Boy. It's me and NPCs. Well, singular, I guess. Wait, do I have one or two?
You have two. You have two lads
Okay.
with you.
Two NPCs. That's almost a trust.
Almost a trust.
We each have one fire team's worth of people.
Okay. Great. Well, so I got my pulse rifle ready. How ready do my other two buckaroos look?
They have their rifles and their pistols, and Martina's just kind of cussing under her breath. I swear to God, if they touch Friday, I'm going to be livid. I will burn every single one of them to the ground.
Wait, touch who?
Friday.
Our girl
Friday's the
Friday,
name
Friday
of the shit.
13th.
Oh, okay. Well, I do have flame. I have an incinerator attachment, so I can make good on that.
Swear to God, you care more about that damn ship than you do your team. Says Carvalho, and Martinez is just like, I resent that. A
But is
little.
it false? How false? This is, like,
I mean,
percentage-wise.
honestly, Friday's probably better company than the rest of us.
At least the NPCs. She gets left alone a lot. She gets
And-
left behind, and she's the most bearable one here.
As
Not
you
if
guys
I'm
make your
saying it.
as you guys make your way down the ladder wells and actually get to the point where you can enter the hangar bay, you do hear some voices inside. It seems that there's the rush of air and then somebody quickly yelling, get those doors shut so that we don't all get blasted into space. And the
Oh, there's an idea.
sound of metal grinding and eventually it shuts and you can hear the air automatically just kind of pressurizing and stabilizing within the hangar.
Well, I guess that also means we won't fall out or go off into space.
The-
We won't take our own walkies, involuntary walkies.
Okay. So, Mishka said to try to split up and cover as much ground as possible. So we'll see if we can't get one of these ships secure at the very least. And, well, we know that there's still some troops on the ship, so go find them.
Mm-hmm. What an interesting name.
Mishka, right? I was like, okay. Well. How far away do they sound? Or can we see them from where we're at? Probably not.
It's a little bit far, so the other side of the bay. But you hear basically another doorwell closing off, as it sounds like somebody, at the very least, someone has left the hangar.
Well, that means less people to fight. I'm assuming Martinez does not want them securing any of these ships, so we should probably
Them securing any of those ships would bring on Martinez's wrath and probably not be very good in the long run anyway.
No, I imagine not. Alright. So Martinez, you know this area pretty well, like better than most of us. What do you think would be the best way to get about where those voices sounded like they were coming from? For like a sneaky, it all sneaky like.
We're trying to keep them from seeing us. We could hug the right side wall. There's a bit of a gap to get behind the other cargo ships. But once we get there, we can kind of snake our way around.
Sounds like our best bet.
Hopefully they just don't hear the door opening.
That's true.
And she looks over a rifle, here's up, like, okay, right when you two are. Don't scratch the fucking paint on my dropship.
I'll does my best. And if it does happen, I'm willing to hang around and buff it out, but we gotta get through this first. Alright, so I'm guessing if I'm gonna be sneaky like I should technically make a roll right for that, right?
You should, yes.
Mobility, which looking at it, oh yeah, I have a 0 in that. Let's see how that goes. It is mobility, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's a success. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. A success. We are here for it.
Alright, let's do the sneaking. So, hugging
Curse
the
me
right
in my
walls.
folly. Curse me in my folly. I don't have the fucking stats on their character sheets.
Your hubris?
My hubris.
Your arrogance.
I'm afraid your hubris. You destroyed their stat sheet.
I did. It was terrible on my part. Sorry, making
You destroy something that wasn't made.
you can destroy the concept of it. Think about that.
The character sheet is completely rebuilt. Is it truly the same character?
It's getting a little existential.
The character of Theseus.
Okay. Sorry, I had to do some rollouts to assess how this is gonna go. So,
Oh, Megan or butt, because they rolling out.
rolling out. What's the marching order for this? Are you going first grade?
I'm assuming yes, since I'm the player character. I was gonna take point. I also am
forth.
ready to shoot. So you said hug the right wall, right? Or more like
Yep.
Martinez. That's right, right? Yes, I can. I know left and right. Yeah. And then wiggle that way. Yeah.
I would say hang out probably like above the text here
Okay.
for a minute.
So,
If you don't mind for me.
sure. Not at all. You the boss.
And as you start moving, you can kind of get a glance of at least one guy who's here kind of overlooking
That chump screen.
some things. Actually trying to figure out how these goddamn controls work. It's a lad.
That is a lad.
Very
They have two different color eyes, or is that just the paint being a little odd?
And that is your screen.
It's the paint being
Oh.
a little odd. But he does look very disheveled from what you can see. Very hollow cheeks, sunken eyes. Does not look particularly well.
Sounds like he'll be easy to beat the shit out of.
Or maybe there's something in the system, because he is actually very alert and turns around and actually catches Carvalho.
Oh, god damn it. Fucking NPC.
Shit! They're here. And
Great. Super.
great.
Trusted NPCs should have just left them behind.
NPCs are friends, but what I'm gonna need from you is an initiative.
Alright. Dice, not card.
Yes. The cards are funky and do not work.
Is slowing roll good in initiative sense? Because I know radiation rolling low is actually bad.
Ones go first.
Oh, I was gonna say hell yeah, but that might not still be very good. On a scale of 1 to whatever.
Okay. So he turns and points his gun at Carvalho. Carvalho raises his in defense, and it looks like there's about to be an all-out firefight in the hangar bay.
Sorry, Martinez.
A bit further up in the ship, Blackford and Wilkes, you reconvene with Roy.
Oh, okay.
I gotta keep you in suspense.
Good job.
So, Roy tells you at this point, all I can do to keep the actual umbilical from extending is damage it without going up to Mother's mainframe.
Say, run that by me again. Like, the umbilical is the thing that would connect us to another ship, right?
Yes.
And they want to connect to us because they want access to Mother.
They want to connect to the ship for I don't really know what purpose. They might be pirates, they might be Union, I don't know. But it seems like they are trying to seize control of the ship itself. So we can damage the umbilical, keep them from actually being able to use the pressurized walk and force them into a spacewalk to access the airlock. We could meet them outside, or we can do preparations inside. Once they're on the ship, it could be very messy for us.
Okay. Sorry. Ah! I was trying to negotiate the cat that was on my lap getting up. And she just pulled all my headphones out.
I'm sorry, as far as I'm aware, Captain Kit is still in cryo.
Okay, punk.
Owned headphones, the best feeling.
And my left earbud got yanked out so bad that the part that goes in your ear ended up in a little bit of cat fur. Delightful.
Oops.
Comfy cozy. Love it. Okay. So Phoebe says, basically checks in, how bad will the repairs be from our end if we choose to break the umbilical? And that's a question that I want answered in like approximate work cycles. So is it like half an hour, or several hours?
Depending on what the damage is, if we're looking at just doing technical damage from this side of things, it could be a couple hours worth of work. Nothing our comm specialists and engineers can't handle.
I'm more worried about the fact that we have people off ship right now who we may need to go pick up.
Well, as long as we can secure the launch hangar where the skiff and the drop ships will be able to access and make sure that that is all functional, they will have a way onto the ship. All else fails, if the airlocks aren't damaged, they can spacewalk.
All right, break it.
All right. And what amounts to the equivalency of basically yanking out wires and smashing control frames. The grinding from the umbilical comes to a halt as the functions just completely cease. There's some scraping from what sounds like perhaps the ship outside, trying to still access it. But the umbilical is no longer functional.
What side is the umbilical on? Is it like dorsal, ventral? Is it port side or starboard?
I'm trying to remember what my layman's term. So basically, front left.
Is it on the back, the tummy, the left, or the right? If the bridge is facing forward.
Left.
On the left. Okay.
And that would be the main one. There's technically an auxiliary one in place, but that one's a bit harder to access from the outside of the ship. It's meant to be operated from within the ship itself.
Cool.
Are you still considering going on a spacewalk, or do you just want to prepare for any sort of breach?
I think it's time to prepare for a breach. I was under the impression that they had already had the umbilical extended, and it sounds like, based on
The umbilical is partially extended, but without a seal, they can't really connect to it in a way that it's pressurized. So out of screen, the whole purpose of the umbilical is
it
connected
creates
to
a pressurized connection
pressurized,
between
yeah.
the two ships so that people can just waltz.
Yeah. So like even though it's partially extended, there's no seal.
Yeah. Okay. Have we tried hailing this other ship?
Attempting to hail the ship would put us on open comms.
Okay. And there's no sort of passive way that we can check their credentials?
I've done what I can. All it does is come up as a salvaged Corvus ship. Basically just a salvage ship from the Union. It seems pretty dated, so I'm not sure who would be on it.
All right. And I'll have Roy radio over to the other team. If you can nab one of these people, get them alive. We don't know who they are. We're flying blind. Where else would we expect a breach from besides the hangar bay?
You could expect a breach from the hangar bay, the airlock that you're in. There's a handful of other airlocks across the ship in basically life support, where all of your cryogenics are in, or an emergency access port. There's one off the staging area. There's one higher up closer to the bridge. And there's also one at the rear of the ship towards the fusion tanks and the cooling towers.
Okay.
So we'll do a mark. We'll do a couple of marks here. So we've got the drop bay as a point of access. That's on the wrong layer. Look at me fooling again. There we go. Got there.
I'm still not seeing the pings. Oh, there. Got one. Two.
We've got. I'm trying to draw. There.
Drawing is hard.
Got one about here. On the opposite side of the ship, towards the dorsal, higher up towards the bridge. There. Life support. And on the opposite side of the hangars.
Okay, one more question. If they're close enough to us to try and board, how effective are our ship-to-ship weapons?
Don't make an explosion in space.
They're close enough that you could risk damaging your own ship.
Cool.
But also to do that would be basically going live with the ship.
Okay.
Which you went dark to make sure that you wouldn't be picked up by other Union ships in the area.
Cool. Yeah, I think the best we can do is try to nab one of them, and then what I'll have life support, flight deck and cargo hangars. Okay, so we've got people over at the flight deck and cargo hangars. I'm going to say that we leave life support alone because it is within spitting distance of the cargo hangars if we need to switch sides. And I'm going to have us leg it to the ass end of the ship and space out, listening for anywhere where they might be trying to get in.
Okay. So far, all you really hear movement from is around the airlock that you were just at, which you basically made non-functional. And as you go through the ship, you don't really hear anything coming from outside until you go past where the dropship hangar is, where you already heard that there was a breach. So far, you don't hear a lot of movement.
Okay.
Roy does make the call, though, and Creed, Martinez, and Carvalho, you kind of get this note as you're gearing up to go into a firefight.
If one of them cannot be dead, that's ideal.
Great.
Thank you.
And you guys are making your way to the back towards the fusion tower, you said?
Yeah, towards the back of the ship.
Okay. I'm going to transfer you guys over there so that we can indicate that that's where y'all are heading. Well, that does take a little bit of time, so let's see about fighting. The heretic raises his weapon, and after swearing, "Shit, there are people in here," and taking a shot, just fucking goes wide. Honestly, he goes wide and then scrambles to a point where he can try to get some sort of cover. And you can hear Martinez swear as the round whizzes past her, dinging off of the fin of this dropship.
She's okay.
She's fine. She's just mad.
She's just mad. Yes. Okay. I assume she was mad since they hit her ship. Well.
She's very protective of her ship.
I mean, same girl. Sorry. Anyways, how much time or how
It is actually your turn. So
it is my turn. Huzzah!
it is your turn. So you can move, you can shoot.
If I move, I can't shoot, right?
You have a fast and a slow action. So you can move and shoot. If I remember my actions correctly. I'm pretty sure I do.
Can I see him from where I'm at? Probably not.
Unfortunately, no. There's a lot of cargo and a dropship in the way.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if there was like I could peek over anything or not. Alright,
But
well.
with that action, you can move
I probably
about here.
And that would probably be
basically around the corner.
You
That
said
would
about
count
here.
as one movement. You can move a bit further, and that would count as 2 actions.
Let's go with this for now. Stop giving me the token settings pop up every time I move him. Chill out. And now here's the next question. Pulse rifles, what I've got at the ready. Can I reach him from here? Can I see him and can I reach him? Or is there some other?
You can see him. You can reach him. It is partial cover, so you would be rolling with a -1 modifier.
Okay. Well, shooting him in the leg if I can. That's the plan. I was thinking about shooting him in the leg anyways, but now that I've been told, you gotta make sure one of them lives. Fine. So that's ranged combat roll, right?
That it is.
Or no, I just hit attack button with the pulse
Yeah.
rifle, right?
You can just hit attack, and it should go through.
Modifier, a minus oven. Oop. Hehehe.
2 successes. What would you like to do with that extra bonus?
What was the other? I don't remember the cheat sheet. I know extra damage is 1. Do I want to blow his leg off? I can patch him up if I blow his leg off. Let's go for the extra damage.
All right.
Or wait, no, wait. Isn't one of them I can make him drop his weapon?
Yes.
This is you styling on somebody with shooties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember the drops a weapon thing. So I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the leggy and make him drop his shit.
Our doctor, everybody.
This is our doctor.
Listen,
I aim for his leggies. Maybe his fingies might go next. I shot him right between his 3rd and 4th part of your spiny.
Your options, just for heads up, are damage, swap, initiative with them, force them to make a panic roll, they drop something, they're prone or pushed back, and then if you have auto fire on, you get to hit somebody else with the same attack.
Okay. Well, don't have auto fire, so you know. The leggy and make him drop a thing.
I think your pulse rifle does have auto fire, but you probably
You have to
don't want
declare it
turn
as an
on.
action.
Oh yeah, it does say full auto.
It makes you stressy.
It does make
when
you
do
stressy.
it.
Yeah.
But you do you raise your rifle and take the shot, and it's a clean fucking tear through that compression suit to his leg, and you hear him cursing and kind of just drop to his knee, and this rifle goes skittering across the floor.
Sweet. Kick his ass, guys. Do something. Instead of getting shot at.
Out
That's
of
not
the-
much it is.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see another one pop into view and raise his rifle to take a shot at you.
Oh, you little bitch. Little B with a little P.
Did you guys go full gear kit and put armor and everything on?
I assumed since we went to the lockers to gear up and like we were told basically we're getting fucking invaded, more or less.
Maybe would have encouraged everybody to put on their like combat gear because we were expecting to be boarded.
Yeah.
But she did not
We
grab
were
her smart gun.
We needed our dress clothes because we were expecting company. So roll me an armor, please.
We also brought out the good dinner plates.
Mm-hmm.
As in the
Exactly.
napalm.
Sappy plates.
Not that read.
Good to put in the armor.
Only the best sauce for our guests.
All right, that is no successes, so that does clip pretty much through your shoulder.
Bitch.
This fucking stings quite a bit. That is a point of damage to you.
Oh, you whore.
Me?
No, not you.
I'm just here having a good time, trying to encourage my friends to have a good time by
Get
shooting
shot
them.
at.
You don't speak to your game mother that way.
But that is him because he did in fact move as well to get into that position. So Martinez is gonna
only told to keep one of them alive. Just saying.
Told to keep one of them alive. So she's gonna duck under the wing of this dropship and attempt to take a shot at this other guy. Now that she's heard another shot go off, that definitely wasn't one of your rifles. Same mentality. She's like, we only have to keep one alive, right?
Yep.
Okay.
My rolls have the new rank. My token does not. I'm noticing this now. We'll fix that later. We'll fix it in post. Whoever edits these, edit the name.
She gets damn close, but the shot fucking pings off of this cover and she
Damn.
cusses again.
Watch your profanity.
And Carvalho kind of ends up moving up alongside her and taking a shot as well. Which that one does clip him.
Going for the leggy again? Or did he go somewhere else?
He was aiming for somewhere else, but he ended up getting the shoulder instead of what he wanted. So now this
Chump.
heretic, this lad that has had the audacity to board your ship, is now crawled up behind this what little cover he has here and is drawing a pistol since his rifle is now somewhere over here. That brings it back around to his turn. He is going to poke out and take a pot shot at, he has most of the direct line on Martinez.
Bitch, better not. I care about that one.
I like this one. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
No.
She gets a pretty nasty shot through the meat of her thigh. And
Fucker.
ends up downs on one knee, kind of ducking behind this crate as she swears much louder.
Ooh.
And it's come back around to your turn.
Ooh. Man. Okay, does switching to I was gonna say, does switching to full auto count as an action? Or is that just
No.
no, it's automatically, it's just full auto, period.
You just have the option to do full auto. It counts as a slow action. If I am remembering correctly.
Because now I'm like, we only need one alive, but this asshole done shot my friend. So do I want him to be the one to live? I have their lives in my hands. This is what being a healer main's about. You get to choose who lives, who dies.
You want to live? Beg.
I guess I'll just... No, because this fucker's gonna shoot at me again, so I'll shoot him first, because he shot me. So, going for him.
Make me that roll, please.
Yeah, bitch. Extra damage, all of it. I don't need you alive. I only need one
Oh,
alive.
fuck.
3 successes. Eat it.
Hold on.
Bonus damage.
Bonus damage. So that's a total of 4 damage. The very bloody rip through his abdomen
Good.
and
Shredded.
spurts up blood and is trying to like cover that injury and to move to a point where he can defend himself and maybe not die. You still have access to a fast action.
Yeah, I could at least kind of hoof it to. I can't cut through, because this is all stuff in the way, right? I can't like hoof it underneath to her to start checking on her maybe next turn.
You could. It would take some navigating, but you could do it.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna holler. Tell this asshole to fucking cover us.
All right.
If shouting isn't or like talking isn't considered an action or anything.
No, talking's not an action.
Okay. Then let's do that.
Okay.
Ready to slap some band-aids on some bullet wounds next turn.
Okay. So now that you guys are kind of moving around trying to get things figured out, this guy is going to move and kind of reposition himself on the other side of this terminal here and attempt to take a shot at the only person he can really see, which is Carvalho. Carvalho, how's your armor doing, buddy? It's holding on. There's a notable ping where it would have where the shot would have connected, but other than a dent and a scuff mark, it holds well. So Martinez, something that you intend to help her, and you've just already kind of given the order of like, hey, we're fucking doing this. Scooch is behind, completely behind cover, and is just grabbing at the injury on her leg and seething because ow, that fucking hurts, but also trying to keep pressure on it so it's not as
Bad.
messy.
Yeah.
And Carvalho, my lad, is taking his shot. And we have a heretic down. As you watch the guy behind, the one behind the terminal, just slump and hit the ground. A pool of blood kind of forming underneath him.
Sucks to suck, nerd.
And that brings it back around to our first friend, who sees that and leans back out over cover again, and then takes a couple of pot shots at Carvalho. Which, in his frantic state, one of them does ring true. Clipping Carvalho's arm. It's bloody, it looks messy, but he doesn't really, other than gritting his teeth, he doesn't seem seemed at all bothered. He's just like, we know there's more of these fuckers around here somewhere. Are you sure I can't just kill this one?
Tempting, but we don't know where else they are. We'll try to. We'll keep in touch. And If someone else gets cut, well, we don't have to keep this one around. So there's that.
Alright, that brings it to you, Creed.
I am rolling for
That medical aid for me.
Yep. Just patch up this leggy. Not with Tylenol. I'm being real this time. I do have some actual surgical shit.
We need
And-
something stronger than Tylenol here.
Like
Yeah.
a band-aid.
Yeah. Or gauze or stitches or whatever, sutures. Anyways, let's roll that boy. Oh. Okay.
Oh,
4
baby.
successes. All right.
Just
You
a
are
few
devoted to
successes.
this woman. With
Vermin, real quick, do you still have the cheat sheet up?
It's if you go,
I sure do.
if it's in the second tab on the Roll20, if you go down to the skills under starting rules, starter set rules, you can click that and it'll pull up a little cheat sheet of your own.
The only one for medical aid, though, is additional HP recovery.
Okay, then let's do that. I kind of figured that's kind of what I was gonna go for, but if there was some other magical thing, yeah, let's just go for all the HP recovery.
pants,
You can use
Tylenol.
this. You can use this.
The unicorn bandit. So
I
with-
personally have Pokemon
it's
Band-Aids. We're on.
Band-Aids, and then gauze, and strap that down.
And then they go and they give it a little kiss.
Yeah, exactly.
Instantly works.
So you have a
They're-
signature band-aid that you put on everybody that you wrap up.
Yeah, they're Pokemon. Gen 21.
Perfect.
You don't need stitches. You don't need to be sutured up. Here's a nice band-aid.
So with distinct precision, you basically slap a skin sleeve over the injury, helps it
Raja.
stitch back. Yes, Raja.
Be
we give
strong. Be strong, Raja.
and basically stitch that wound closed without threading any needle. And that's sealed tight. After it's all cleaned, wrap it with the gauze and put your special Pokemon Band-Aid on it. And you probably do actually give her some Tylenol for the pain.
Yes. Now that we don't have to worry about it being blood thinner, now that the blood is patched. Oh, look at that old man. Hi, Raja.
Everybody say hi to your resident Captain Kit.
Hi, Captain Kid.
But
Salute you, Captain.
Would you like to shoot a space communist with me?
he can't hold a gun, but he will definitely claw them up.
Good.
That brings it to Martinez, who is going to just take the moment to get to herself to a position where she is standing and ready to actually fight again if need be. It's like, wait, so it's just the one fucker left?
As far as we know.
As far as we know, there's still others running around in our ship.
Somewhere. But right now, this is the only guy we're worried about. We just gotta keep this one alive until we have confirmation that someone else is alive. Then this one doesn't have to be alive.
Okay, so what do you want to do about it? Because I don't think he's going to be giving up his gun anytime soon.
Can't shoot if he doesn't have working hands. Just saying. That's like basic anatomy.
You are simultaneously the best and the worst medic I have ever met.
Do my best.
As Corporal Bob Ross would have said, it's not a war crime. It's just a happy little accident.
Little accident.
I play Fire Emblem. I know all about war crimes.
So,
Credentials when you show up at The Hague.
The unknown pokes his head around again to get ready to take another shot, and you just watch Carvalho take a shot that rings true, and well, he still has his hand technically, most of it. So you were worried about that gun, Martinez? And that pistol just kind of skitters off to the side.
This man's been disarmed.
That gun's been unhanded.
He just shouts, if you want to keep the rest of that hand in your head, you won't go for another one. And there really isn't much of a response outside of it's. You can tell that he is talking to someone and very frantic and very rushed. Maybe it's through an earpiece. Maybe it's just nothing. He says, I'm sorry, Mother. I tried. Forgive me.
Oh, that's not great.
It's fine.
not ideal.
It's only fundamentalists with weapons.
Yeah.
But at this rate, you are effectively out of combat. And as you ascertain and assess how you're going to approach handling this man, as Phoebe and her crew bolt through the ship, as our crew debate, find out what the long version of the story is on Talos. Let's take a few minutes and step away for a break. Give our players some time to recover, rehydrate, and we will be back in a few minutes, guys.
All right. See y'all soon.
We're back, and we are checking in on Talos Station. Maslov has given you a very long-winded, somewhat inebriated story about Talos and what's going on here, but the short version of it is there's a handful of commandos, a handful of crew. The doctor in her office has been basically running the project with the Queen called Project Morena. And there are a handful of politicians that are prisoners of war in something that they've labeled the wrecked room on a different deck. But there are also 4 synthetics on board that were being used as basically the ones who can interpret and map out the Queen's dreams and help create these broadcasts that are going out. He notes that one of them, Sergei, actually doesn't function like the other ones. Something's faulty with his wiring. And he's talked with Sergei and Maslov have talked a lot, and Sergei genuinely just doesn't want to be here, doesn't want anything to do with the project, much like Maslov. So in going through all this, he also explains that, yeah, Maslov is the one that leaked the location for the broadcast station, hoping that the UA would pick up on it and maybe he'd have a way off this fucked up station.
Well, sounds good to me. Sounds like a smash and grab.
Smash and grab, but you might want to be careful about it. If we can get into the into the control center, the access to Mother is through there. Sergei will help us. We just gotta suppress the rest of the synthetics and the commando that's up there.
So we get it. Commander, this place is filled up with guns, crazy crew, some scientists that's trying to what? Study this thing that's in there?
He's been studying what she calls the Queen and its effect on the human brain, and has been watching as everyone here has slowly gone insane.
Well, it sounds like she was the first to go.
That's what I thought. There's a bottle next to me, just picks up and cheers.
I'll just grab one of random and just clink it real quick, but I'll obviously hold off.
So who welded all of the entrances shut?
Oh, the MSS did that, Commander Vovo. Or Vovo, however the hell you say her name. To make sure that nobody could get off the damn station without her knowing about it. You probably saw her flying around.
Oh, they're in the exhibitors.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they got you on lockdown. How many more are inside?
Oh, let's see. For crew, you've got Key, Leon, Doctor. What's his name? Astra. Then the Grease Monkey. Then you've got the political prisoners. There's like 4 of them, I think. There's the 4 androids, and then there's... Shit, how many of them are there? 5? 6? 6. 6 sounds right. Of the commandos. Oh yeah, before we get any further, your radios, are you closed?
Yeah. I think we've been going in dark here.
Good. Keep your comms closed and your helmets on. 'Cause that shit's been going through the station.
The shit?
The broadcast.
Dreams. Alright, well. Hell. So what's the mindset of the team here? Are they all set on... Is everyone with guns real set on keeping this thing up and running? Or at least keeping this horror show quiet?
Are you asking that of your teammates?
No. I'm asking it of him. I know our team is, yeah,
As far as I can tell, Suri and I are the only ones who want off this damn place. The doctor just wants to keep studying her science project. Augusta just wants to get favor. Leon and Keeve and them, I don't know what's going through their heads, honestly. They're decent people. If you can save them, then I guess that's kind of your call to make. Shit, it's your call to make if you take me with you anyway.
I mean... I'll look at the Lance Corporals in the room, but I mean, it's my call. I'd say we bring him with us. He knows a whole bunch about the station and how it runs, right?
Yeah, I agree with you.
You got a zero-G suit or some way to get yourself transported off here?
There are suits by the airlocks.
How
So
many?
if we're going up to the C deck where the control center is, there's suits by the umbilical. There's also
Joy.
some down by the auxiliary.
So, I guess the question is, what would be easier for you to get to? I'm guessing Sergey doesn't need one.
Nope, Sergey's free as a bird.
Good.
A bird in a cage, but
And I'm assuming that alcohol is what's keeping you in this state versus whatever's going around.
it's the only way to get any damn sleep. Actually, this might be the first time I've slept in a while. I hate those fucking nightmares.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
too fun.
Lopata, do you think we should make sure that he can't harm us at all if he hasn't slept in this such a long time?
You got any guns on you?
Nope, the commandos took them all.
Cool. Come with us. We're going to see you get fitted up for a suit ourselves. Try anything funny, we'll start with the knees, see if we can't shock you out of it. And if you make it through this, hell, I'll put in a personal note that maybe you should be set up on a beach somewhere.
The beach would be nice. Alright. Then the whole time he's just been kind of sitting laying against the wall because any too much movement would make his head spin, but he uses the wall to brace himself and gets to his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will join me this way, there is a staircase over by the mess.
All right.
Just be quiet. There's one of the suits outside here, guarding the queen.
Like one of the commandos, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Then we'll get ready to sneak. Maybe we should keep someone posted here, make sure no one can mess around with power control, and our escape route's clear.
Finks looks very eager, like he wants to be around where the reactor is, and he just kind of looks at him and is like, "Go with them." I don't. No, go.
Oh,
He's like, "Damn it!"
don't take it personal, Finks. She just thinks your fingers are a little fast to be holding the dead man's switch all on your lonesome.
See if I.
Oh, go for it. Sorry, Lance Corporal.
See if I can't figure out what they're using to keep this thing on ice.
Alright. Remember, the plan is to have it out in space before it even is able to scratch its ass cheeks. So, I don't know. If it starts getting hairy down here, I guess we can break calm silence, but
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
and keep a whole ton of explosives in your back pocket in case of either.
Oh, yes. I think you go have some androids to go talk to.
Oh, well, you let me do all the fun stuff. Alright, let's move out. Come on, Finks. Maybe you can get round 2 under your belt. And I'll motion for Maslov to lead us out.
He steps out. And just kind of makes his way over to the mess.
I'll quietly follow.
There's some stumbling, and he does hit a corner of the wall, and you hear a voice around the corner going, Maslov, can you fucking keep it down? I want to listen to your drunk ass running around the station all night again.
Well,
Sorry. I'll try to keep it down for you and the queen. God. That's pretty much kind of just gives you guys an excuse if there's any sort of movement, so.
perfect. I'll like say quietly, at least as we know that's the only thing I'll be moving around in the vents then. And we'll make our way up to that mess to get on. If there's no one there, then I guess we'll just clear on over to Deck C. Right?
Nope. There is nobody in the mess.
Okay, good. I thought you said,
No.
nope, you can't do that. Because you're all gonna die.
So let's, if we take the stairs, the elevators, we'll set somebody off.
Works for me. I don't mind a little workout. And
Up to you guys.
could you group grab us or?
Badoop.
Thank you. All right. You, of course, let us know if there's anyone up there. We gotta get to the control room, grab your boy Sergey, and see if we can't do anything about those folks in the rec room. Anyone got anything quiet they can do? Better yet, you think you might be able to pull their attention out to when you go get your suit from the airlock? If anyone's guarding the door.
Yeah. There's usually a guy standing outside the rec room. I can get his attention. Those androids are all hooked up to those neurovisors all day, every day.
All right,
Or
well,
what counts as day, so Sergey might actually be the only one that realizes you're there.
well, all right then. That works for me. We just want to make sure anyone who's guarding the doors here doesn't see us just yet.
Got it. And he stumbles outside the stairwell and into the central area, and if you peek around the edge, yeah, there's a guy standing outside there's a door that was labeled rec room. It's been scratched off and carved wrecked.
The creativity of the military will never cease to surprise me. Yeah, I know.
You're still fucking standing out here. It's not like they're going anywhere. It's what I was assigned to do. Maslov, what are you doing up here on this level? Shouldn't you be drinking yourself stupid in the mess? Yeah, well, I got bored and decided I wanted to do something else. I ran out of booze. So I think what I'm gonna do... And he starts walking this way is I'm gonna take a little walk outside. See if I can't piss off our grease monkey. So, is wrecked. Maslov, you can't do that. You know, you can't leave the station. Yeah? Who's gonna stop me? You? Come on, good old golden boy. You won't leave your post. And catch him looking at the corner and then looking at the door that's sealed shut, and then just fucking curses it. Around the corner and goes after Maslov. And you hear very loud, very clearly drunk arguing.
All right, that's our cue. Let's get in there. Who wants to go? One of us should go grab the android. The other two should get in that rec room. No.
I think I'll go check out what's in the wrecked room. That sounds interesting to me. What about you, Corporal? Lance Corporal? These ranks all get me confused. Why did you guys get ranks and we didn't?
Well, because we were competent in our jobs and they got clocked over the head.
Damn it.
We earned our ranks.
Yes, it's we're getting lost in semantics here. Fuck it, I'm gonna go grab Sergey. You two go see who's worth saving in there. And you mentioned it was here, yeah, in the control center.
Yes.
Cool. I'll pop in.
And much like you said, walking into the command center, you see 6 holotables, and all of them have projections of strange, almost synesthesiac like waves and abstract sequences and images. All 4 of these androids are linked to a neurovisor, much like you had gotten off of Mother Mishka, all labeled with Project Marina. And they are all very busily encoding and interpreting these dreams and basically getting them ready to... You can watch the process for a minute if you would like to, but they're basically encoding it so that it can be sent down to the comms relay and broadcasted. And they sense basically turning these images and these projections into sound subliminal waves.
Okay. Great. Cool. Great. Excellent. The vibes here.
The one closest to you, the others seem to be very entrenched in their work. The one closest to you takes off his neurovisor and looks at you and asks, after looking over you, asks, "Can I help you?"
Your name's Sergey?
It is.
I'm here. I'm one of a friend of Maslow's. We're here to get you off station. Maybe blow this thing to Kingdom Come or whatever you think would be best.
Point of reference for our friends here. This is Maslov and Sergey. You've already met Maslov.
Yeah, we got him outside arguing with one of the commandos. Buy ourselves some time to get anyone out of the wrecked room. It's a whole big heroic plan, I swear.
Then we won't waste time. If you're going to get them out of the wrecked room, well, I can tell you. And you can actually look over. There's a viewport on the side here. I know this layout isn't exactly ideal, but on one of the panels there is a viewport into the wrecked room, where one of them is... God damn it. Wrong tool. someone is very much dead. There's decay and they're immobile. And blood is kind of covering the wall and the floor underneath them. There's a pair that are just, one's rocking kind of back and forth, just kind of tearing at their hair, almost like they're trying to keep whatever this sound is out, while the other one is frantically ripping at paper and like the padding that they've lined this entire room with. Think very, very much unstable patient asylum padding. And is shouting, while one of them by the door actually seems a bit more coherent and is actually looking out the viewport, trying to figure out where this commando that's usually there went.
What is... Are they all crazy, or...
They've been directly exposed to the Queen's influence. There is a broadcast in that room that is being effectively drilled into their skulls until they can't function.
Can you turn it off, just for the room?
For the room, I could. It would get the doctor's attention.
Oh, great. Yeah, crazy dog. Real scary. Does she carry a gun?
No, but she has it well within her power to subject the entire station to what is being broadcasted into that room and perhaps amplify it.
What are our options here? We're looking to shut this thing down.
We want to shut the entire station down. What I would suggest is jettisoning the Queen and then stopping the broadcast.
Would that kill it?
Would it kill the Queen?
Yeah, I'd like the Queen to be dead. Personal preference, I know, kind of like a little bit more of my religion.
And through this whole conversation, his voice gotten more hushed, so that
Yeah,
ideally that these guys behind you aren't hearing anything in this conversation. Every now and then he says some offhanded comment, like as if he's talking to somebody else, referencing Maslov. Which kind of keep the idea that maybe he's not talking to somebody else other than Maslov.
Mm-hmm.
It says, jettisoning her would get her off the station. How she would fare in deep space, from what we've studied, she would likely still live once the cryotube unfroze.
Yeah, so I would like her to not be doing that. What are our options now? Because I'll let you know right now, with the short time we have, we're looking to get everyone off, as many people as want off this sinking ship as possible. And, making sure all the crazies stay dead.
Are you planning on just taking people or data as well?
I would love to get some data. I'm sure all my higher-ups would love to know what the hell y'all been up to here. But right now, I'm more concerned with just getting anyone who's not gone 4 sheets to the winds onto a lifeboat.
The only way you're going to be able to get anyone off the station en masse is via a docking umbilical. Unless you have an ulterior means to do maybe a few at a time. Not everyone who is on the station is going to comply. You have myself, Maslov, and perhaps those in the rec room.
Well,
Those
it's a
that are
good thing. It's a good thing that the umbilical on the Tambatam is working in perfect order.
Look, we have a larger ship ready to move in, but we can't do that quietly. So we got ourselves a skiff. We can get a few people out at a time. I figure we stack the crazies on top of each other. You all could strap in, and we ride this thing like a bunch of desperate people on a bit of flotsam. And no offense, but I'm not gonna lose sleep over some people who think it's fine to drive people insane. I don't know what you got in your programming, but that doesn't sound like a prompt directive kind of thing.
My priority is people. Though, I believe that Savina is too far gone. The commandos under Vovu, well, they're going to put up a fight.
What if we held them hostage with ourselves and threatened to blow up the whole station? Would they be more compliant then? Or are they like those kind of commandos?
Let me put this plainly. Vovu would much rather see the project destroyed than see it in the hands of someone else.
Alright, so a little zealotry. Understood. Shit. It was so much easier when we had the whole team here. We could just tell them we're gonna get the information out and make everyone look bad equally. Now out here, we're like, goddamn guns in everyone's head.
If it makes it simpler for you, I can tell you what other crew members are not entirely loyal.
Get a list going. We gotta meet out south, my friends. They're grabbing crazies. They should be ready for us.
If we're going to eject the queen... No, wait. We can issue a self-destruct via Mother. It would be 10-minute countdown.
Is it reversible?
After until you hit the 5-minute mark.
Alright. What do we need to start that process?
I just need to get into the mainframe.
And I'm gonna assume you don't have the keys, because why would this be easy?
No, I do not. But I can certainly hack my way through it.
Why don't you start that? I'll make sure everyone that needs a suit for the cold vastness of space has one. And let's regroup here in a little bit. Have a drink. Talk about life.
Agreed.
Okay, then I'll step out and see how the rest of the situation is unfolding.
He notes to you that Keeve and Sal are the other two crew members who, while they have been affected by the Queen, they definitely aren't particularly loyal to the project or the Union. They just kind of got stuck here.
Okay. Keeve and Sal, right?
Yep.
Does he also mention where they are?
Sal is likely working on one of the gimbal arms. There was a problem with a broadcasting unit. They're probably replacing it. Leon is usually the one at the comm relay hub. Keeve has been silent for a while. I imagine he's sleeping.
And Leon is not the. It's Keeve, Leon, and Sal.
Just Keeve and Sal.
Okay, so we won't go to the comm relay operations hub, though that does sound like an important place to maybe shoot up and destroy eventually. All right, I'll let someone else get to talking for a second.
Actually, I accidentally stretched you guys. Not. There we go. All right. So, Hunter and Finks, you guys have had a few minutes now to hustle your way across the hall to get to the rect room. And in the viewport, there's a man absolutely sees you guys, lights up, and waves to try to get your attention.
Identify yourself.
Weber. My name is Mal Weber. Who are you? You're UA, aren't you? Those definitely aren't union suits.
Correct. They are not union suits.
Oh, good, because the the unions are trying to kill me.
Is the door to the room open?
It is not open. It is sealed. There's a pad by it. You could try to pick at it. You could try to use a maintenance check to pry it open. But
Weber,
otherwise...
can you open that door for me?
I don't have access to anything in here. They
What do
don't
you
want
have
us out.
access?
Nothing. Just ripped up walls and a fucking body.
Okay. Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't have any weapons on me.
Okay, sit over there. I want to try to open the door.
Oh, okay. He steps back to the side. Yeah, this guy's a bit of an oddball, ain't he, boss?
Yes.
Doesn't look like the other two are faring much better.
Yeah, we should just be careful around them. Would a contact work for trying to pick the door open?
If you would like to go that route, you can. If you want to pry the door open, it is a heavy machinery roll.
I'll try the heavy machinery.
Okay. Let's see. You do not have a maintenance check in your toolkit, so...
That would be Lopata.
Okay. You're starting to pry this open, and Binks gets in and helps you, and little by little, you guys have opened this door to a point where a person can pass through it, and he is very eagerly trying to push his way out. However, you guys do hear a little bit of a. It's muffled because of your visors, like your helmets and your own installed radios, but there is definitely a sound like a hum or maybe a whistle coming through the room.
Okay, but nobody. It doesn't seem like nobody's talking to me, so I'm just going to look and see what I can see in the room.
You see a very torn up, padded room, a lot like what you would have seen in like a stereotypical asylum movie. They've completely padded the inside of this room. And the ones that are still alive have kind of torn segments of it up. The parts that aren't torn up are covered in blood and stains. And there is in fact, a body slumped over against the other side of the wall. Weber is very eager to actually leave this door, and the other two behind him raise their heads and look around and say, "Wait, is it actually open? Are we out?"
Yes, I opened it, or we opened it.
You,
Identify yourself.
I'm Tran, and that's Mendoza. Um, oh shit. We're not. I'm not hallucinating, am I? No.
No.
No. Okay. And Weber, unless you stop him, is very hastily trying to get out into the hallway while the other two are getting to their feet.
Weber, we still need you.
We still repeat that for me.
I said, Weber, we still need you. She's trying to stop.
To do what?
We're doing a sweep of the room.
There's nothing in here. It's just us and a body. See, look, he even steps back and wide arc. Like, that's all there is. It's literally it. You let us out, please. That shit has been driving us up the wall.
Just stand in the hallway. I'm going to check the name badge. Or see if there's a name badge.
Not really.
Okay.
There's no name badge, there's no icon, there's no barcodes or anything. Although his outfit is rather torn up, they are very nice clothes. And the same can be said for everybody else in the room.
Okay, then I'm assuming there's nothing else in there, so I will exit the room.
You're letting these other lads out here?
Yes.
I don't know about this one, boss. They're kind of squirrely.
Okay.
Let me
Okay. Let me look again.
put some markers on these guys.
Yeah. Thanks. Sorry, I'm looking on the small screen today.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. I'll leave the squirrely ones in there.
Well, they're all squirrely. is the thing.
Oh,
Shove him into a different room somewhere. Oh.
is there another room nearby? I mean,
There-
I'm looking at right at the thing. Oh my
There's
gosh.
restrooms, life support, or a workshop.
I'm looking right at them. I don't know why I blanked out for a second. Um, will they fit in the restroom?
One each, maybe.
But there's another one. That's an elevator.
Life support, or
I'm trying
work.
to.
Life support, restroom, 2 restrooms, or the workshop. Those are your options, really, on this side.
Yeah. What kind of stuff is in a life support room? Like, could they destroy it, something with it?
Yes, life support keeps us breathing.
Okay, so we don't want them in there.
Or you do. I don't know.
And I don't want them in the work. But there's only 2 of them, so no, there's 3. I guess 1 in each bathroom, and I don't know what to do with the other one.
At this point, Lopata, you could be rounding the corner.
Oh, all right, great, good. You got him out. Where? Just.
If shoving them in the bathroom,
Oh,
and I've got an extra one, I don't know what to do with.
fucking hell! I'll go and just I'll move him into life support. I want to follow him in here.
But what if they mess something up?
I'm going to mess up, but I'm about to blow this whole place to smithereens.
Yeah, but we got to make sure we get out first.
I'm pushing on. I can hear the drunken fight, and they can. I believe in Maslov. I don't know how long he can hold on in a fight.
The shouting is getting louder and a bit more aggressive because once he heard something going on back here with these guys coming out and start sounding a lot more clear and frantic, the commando was starting to become more inclined on returning back to his post, and Maslov is trying to keep that distraction going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I guess we just throw them in there then and hope we have enough time.
I'm already in the room. Yeah.
We're throwing the other 2 in there, or are they going in the restroom?
Well, I assume they were already in the restroom.
Nope. They're being shoved in here, and I imagine you're just telling them to keep quiet, basically. Long enough for us to get you past this guy.
Mm-hmm. And maybe close the rec room door.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in the life support. There's not someone in life support other than us, right?
Nope. Life support is empty.
Okay. Anything interesting I can do with life support? Or anything looks important around here? If I cast my knowledge of space system stuff around here?
Very easily, the way the system is set up, you could very easily drop something like a nerve agent into the system and it would go through the whole station, because it's just looking at it, you can tell that there's really no clear cutoff points between decks or anything outside of those airlocks.
Now, question for the lovely, ever lovely game mother. We were given as a present a CN20 nerve gas. What effect does that have on the human body? And is it lethal or like a knockout gas?
Are there non-lethal nerve gases?
Yeah, maybe. Pepper spray?
Gosh, I need you to chill so I can double check.
It's another option, is really what I'm getting in my head.
It is another option. I will have the information for you.
All right.
If you give me a moment.
Of
to
course.
Look. But
No worries. I can look it up too. So, as we're like pushed into the rooms here, do we hear anything go by? I feel like we're just kind of waiting. Or, honestly, looking around, I'll step back out. Like, look, we can stop the fighting there, or try and pretend like this is going to stay quiet the whole time. I don't know about you, but we might have to get rid of that proggy.
Yeah, I think that's gonna end up being what we need to do, bud. So the CN20 nerve agent is in fact deadly.
Uh-huh. Okay. Maybe don't flood the entire ship with that. Unless we get everyone else in suits. Something to think about. Alright, well,
There's a lot of statistics that actually go into the fact that it is deadly, into making it deadly, like radiation and stamina and all those fun mechanics. But the principle of itself, the CN20 gas, given enough time without people being aware of it, is deadly.
well, would you look at that? Anyway, alright, so what, we just rush him, try and gag him and bag him?
I think that's probably our best option, boss.
Oh, you keep calling me boss when we get ideas. Alright. Yeah, I'll start trying to round the corner quietly and, I don't know, pull out like a maintenance check. Thinking of what I have in regards to the close quarter options. I have a knife.
You have a knife.
I'll take the knife. And I'll just kind of quietly try to move up.
Aaron, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm not going to use my gun this time, so I'm just going to follow with my knife.
Okay. Knives out. We're making some moves.
Oh, well, I guess if you need a mobility.
Yes, I would appreciate a mobility because you're trying to be sneaky.
Well, you get one success.
Okay. See how X does. And what is this lad's awareness? Let's figure out if he notices you.
Don't notice me, senpai.
He doesn't.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay.
So basically, the three of you have rounded this corner. And are pretty much in position to one of you yanks him back, one of you probably cuts his throat. But how are we approaching this?
Like Caesar? No. I think the plan will be one of us like grabs his collar, the other one can like pull him to the ground, and we all just
Dogpile.
effectively like so we'll reverse tabletop to trip him, and then we all just psycho.
I was going to say we could. It was kind of fun when him slit his throat, but yeah, that's good too.
Well, we'll aim for the throat, of course, first, but
Yeah, okay.
I could try to go for his throat as I'm pulling him down, I guess.
I'm not gonna make you roll attacks because you've already got the drop on him.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But between all that and the fact that you went for the throat, Yeah. He is just looking up at you with glassy eyes and a growing pool of blood underneath him. And Maslov just took a step back and just like, well, shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you know.
Yeah, did you expect us to sing Kumbaya?
No, fuck those guys.
All right, good. And I'll grab the body and just kind of like look over at the lock of the door over there. It's like, can we hide him in here? Looking at the door right there.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I mean, not that it really
Nope.
matters. I'll just chuck the body in there. All right.
Say all that's really in there is like emergency medical kits, fire extinguishers, shit like that.
A little late for a medical kit for him.
Yeah, well, you know, I say grabbing a fire extinguisher and flinging it over my shoulder.
But I do think that is actually a relatively good stopping point. So
I just wanted to
think-
get in real quick. Just this joke that I'm like been sitting here. But you know, when you gotta deal with clowns like these, you know the best way to deal with them. Go for the juggler.
that one was bad.
I'm sorry, I've been
awful.
sitting here like vibrating so hard.
But
Anyways, sorry. Goodbye.
I think that's a good place to call it. So we'll come back next time. We'll wrap up. See what's going on the Tambeatum. See if we can't clear out the heretics there. We'll clear out Talos. And that's about it. So if we want to start with that top left, if you're all right with it, and do our outros.
I need a second. Can we go to the next person?
That's fine. Skelly, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. So hi, I'm Skelly B. I played not private first class, Lance Corporal. Irving Creed tonight, and he is your rough and tough rough and tough medic. He actually did a good job tonight. Did more than gives people Tylenol, so you know, proud of him. Mostly like TPK, I kind of hang around mostly for this campaign. So I'll be seeing y'all next month. You can still find me on Twitter. Honestly, mostly screaming about Final Fantasy XIV. That's just my life now. So yeah, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am Turk, or Turk Accented, on Twitch and Twitter. I was playing Private First Class Corey Lopata, your Comtech specialist tonight, and general haver of bad plans. If you want to see more of me, then the next time you can catch me is right here on TBK on the 19th for Oathsworn and Odyssey the Dragonlord's campaign, blending Greek mythology and epic D&D adventures. As always, a great time to jump in. Don't be intimidated. I think we're on like episode 17 now, but it's been really special to me, and it's kind of my baby. Beyond that, on the 23rd, we'll be back with Dark Echoes early in the morning here on TPK. And then, if you're a big fan of early morning TTRPGs, great news, because aside from this Sunday, every Sunday I'm over on Lost Caravan RPG playing some Lancer in, Corruption from Within. One of the 2 games that have run over there every Sunday, and it's been really fun so far. And almost died. Probably should have actually died. That's how Lancer goes. A lot of rules. And then, if you want to see me next, then be sure to tune in next month as we continue to figure out what the hell's going on. But I'm going to toss it over to Janie.
Hi, I Janie Pot 7575. I am really bad at intros and plug-in stuff. So I played Aaron. What was my rank again? Lance Corporal Aaron Hunter. The character would never forget her rank, but I forget it all the time. And just follow me on Twitter at JaniePot7575, and I'll try to update when I'm on.
And hey y'all, I am Legendary Vermin, and I played Corporal, now Corporal Phoebe Blackford. You can find me as Legendary Vermin on all the places on the internet that matter, which is of course Itch, Twitch, Twitter, and I suppose YouTube. If you are wondering what I have upcoming, the best place to find that is always my website. www.legendaryvermin.com/live will give you a usually up-to-date version of my streaming schedule. Yeah.
And don't forget, we'll bring it around to me. Hi guys, I've been your game mother, Meg Mysteria. You can find me on Twitter, on Twitch, on Itch, and causing chaos in the Discord, and not shutting up about Alien. But as far as where you can see me coming up, you'll catch me and Vermin on Saturday in our next installment of Against the Light over on Neon Lights Roleplay. And after that, I think we're coming up on the finale for that one. So we've got a couple of other projects in the works, but you'll see us again next month for our next installment of The Hubris of Man. Thank you guys for coming out. It's been a good time. If you stick around, we will see about throwing a raid. So, if y'all are ready to sign off, that's it from us.
Good night, everybody.
Night, guys.